Here at the Crafted Artisan Meadery in Mogadore, they're adding sparkleoid to this batch of honey. It's one of the last steps when making mead, the world's oldest fermented beverage.
It predates wine and beer. It dates back to about 9,000 BC.
Whereas the Crafted Artisan Meadery dates back to about 3.5 years ago.
There's this kind of renaissance going on with mead right now.
Kent Waldeck started the business as a hobby.
Fast forward 3.5 years, and now we're available in 12 different states with our distributor partners there. We just most recently rolled out in Wisconsin, and we'll be rolling out in Georgia here in a few weeks.
What separates mead from other drinks is that the primary fermentable is honey.
And so just like you have different malt varieties for different flavors in beer, or different grape varietals for different types of wine, you have different varietals of honey, which can give you different aromas, different colors, and even different flavors. The despair is a pear and honey, and then we use cardamom.
One of the more popular items at the Crafted Meadery are its session meads.
Carbonated, slightly lower alcohol, so 6%. They're available on draft.
In fact, one of their meads, Codex Combustion, is on draft now at Vintage Estate in Boardman.
It is a mead that is, they take the honey and then they actually toast it or roast it. Right. It gives it a caramely flavor. They almost burn it.
Mark Russell is the wine director at Vintage Estate. He says mead's popularity is fairly recent despite its long history.
The oldest known beverage to man. They've been around for as long as people have had honey and water and yeast.
And an urge to party.
We have a very large selection of meads here. They're actually made all over the world.
And they range from the lighter, low-alcohol session meads to the heavier European styles like Viking's Blood.
Viking Blood's like 19% alcohol, I think, something like that. And so you drink,
So is my blood.
Yes.
This is bentonite. This is another fining agent that we'll use sometimes.
Back in Mogadore, it's time to make the mead.
Mead really starts in the primary fermenter. We have a number of different primary fermenters. This is our big boy. It's an 1,100-gallon fermenter.
After that, they fine it out.
Over a period of a few days, it will settle out all of the proteins and things that are in that batch.
Then they transfer it to the secondary holding tanks.
We'll filter that mead over into this tank, drop the temperature down to about 34 degrees, and from there we'll force carbonate this mead with carbon dioxide to get the bubbles into it, basically. And you've got this historical beverage, you've got this foodie component, and then you've got the honey. And the honey, I mean, it's an interesting thing all by itself.
Crafted Meadery gets a lot of their honey from western Ohio. Last year they went through about 75,000 pounds.
Colony collapse disorder right now is a huge deal with beekeeping that's really affected the honey supply, but you're starting to see that kind of, it's getting better, I think.
The Crafted Meadery also features a tap room which can seat about 40, and Waldeck says they're looking to relocate to a bigger site next year.
For us, I think it's continuing to grow. And establish, distribution in new markets, while, really balancing that with a keen focus on the quality of the product that we're turning out.